Before I start this video, I want to acknowledge the Kadabanut people, traditional custodians of the land in which this video was filmed, and pay my respects to their elders past and present. I extend these respects to any Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who might be watching today. G'day everyone, welcome to this week's video. So today we're shooting at the Triplet Falls in the Great Otways in Victoria. Conditions today are clear blue skies. It's a beautiful day, but probably not ideal for the type of photos that we're going to be getting today. Might be about a 3-hour shoot or something like that. I've heard great things. It's like 3 falls, so should offer a lot of different variety of compositions and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll get down there and we'll see what's down there. We're currently walking down this quite treacherous path down to the actual falls itself. Triplet Falls are these 3 falls that basically split up. During times of lots of rain, you can't actually visit 2 of them. You can only really make it to 1 of them safely. So we've come at a time of year where there's actually not been that much rain. There's still a lot of water coming down, but it's not, as much as it would be if there was a lot of rain. Something I've noticed about this place is there's all these little scenes, little small streams, little waterfalls on their own, and they create these beautiful, just little woodland scenes. It's really, really peaceful. I've already found one just down there, which I'm going to take a look at, take my camera down, and maybe get some shots. Thing is that everything is so slippery here, so it's going to be really, really difficult to get to places safely, especially when I have camera gear with me. I don't want to, hurt myself or damage my camera gear. But I think for now, I'm going to start off just by heading down there and seeing what kind of compositions I can find down there. I'm going to have to just be really slow about this, and I'm just taking my entire camera bag with me, because I think I did see a couple of places I could put my camera bag, and that way I don't have to carry my Sony. And if I take a plunge, then my Sony is safe, because my Shimoda is plunge proof, I think. So I've got my first composition here. It's this beautiful scene in front of me here. It's just this quiet scene. You can't actually see an exit out of it from where I am. There is an exit that goes that way. There's a lot of glare in this photo, so I'm gonna have to use my polarizer, and I wanna get a long exposure, so I'm gonna use my ND filter as well. So my foreground is this rock here, and this waterfall behind it as well. And then I've got, for my background, the stream going up. You can't really see the far stream over there, but you can see this. What I love about this image is all of the black and the green, how it contrasts, and then with the brown as well from the dead ferns. It just feels really, really wild and so natural, and I love that. So I'm gonna grab my polarizer and my ND filter, and I'll get on to shooting this one. I've just put my polarizer and 8-stop on. One thing I'm already noticing that's going to be a little bit difficult to work on or work with is this white water just here. It's really like white and it looks like a hotspot in the image. I'm at 15 seconds, F10, ISO 64. I really like how that came out. The word for it is peaceful and another one is smooth. I just feel like there's a lot of dead space on either side. I'll try to brighten up the image because I really like this fern here and this fern here. I've worked out my new exposure, 20 seconds, f6.3, ISO 100. I've zoomed out a bit as well, which is a bit problematic because it's introduced the light up there and it's causing quite a bit of glow down on my camera. So what I'm gonna do is, because I don't even want the sky in it, I'm gonna block it like that. It's stopping the glow that I'm getting from the light coming through the trees. I'm gonna have to hold that there for 20 seconds as still as I can. I do really like how that shot came out. I think I'm gonna try vertical as well. Thing is, the glow is even worse when I do that. I've tried my lens hood on shots like this as well, and it just doesn't do anything. It's not enough to block out this glow. All right, that's pretty good. Okay, so I'm gonna go 8 seconds, f 4.5, ISO 50. So I do like how that shot came out. I think that's gonna be the last one for this specific composition. But I do want to just take my camera up there and have a look to see if I can find anything up there, because I think there is some potential with some of the little streams that there's going on up there. I found this spot just here. My foot's in this pool. Just here is gonna be my next composition. I managed to get this tripod in this very precarious angle. All the legs are just spread out across. This one's in part of the pool, this one's behind me here. Barely got any space to work with here, but it's the angle that I really wanted. Because it's so springy like this, it shakes a lot when I press the shutter. So I've got a 10-second timer instead of 2 seconds like I usually do, just so that it stops bouncing before the image is taken. So what I really like about this scene is the stream that comes seemingly out of the rock. It doesn't really lead the eye out, but look, it might do it a little bit, but it also leads the eye to this log that's up here, and I really like this log. I feel like it's a really nice aspect of my photo. It looks old, it's got moss on it, I really like the green. This is the annoying glow that I'm getting up the top of my image. So if I just bring my hand over the lens like that, my hand doesn't get in the photo, it just blocks the glare that's coming through. I really like the contrast of the green with the black rock and the black water and the brown in the background as well. A lot of you might wonder where I'm focusing for this image because there is so much going on in the scene. My main subject is that stream just there, so I'm focusing around that area, and that's actually getting quite a bit of this area just in front of my hand there, and it's getting the top of that mossy rock over there as well next to that log in focus too, which is quite nice. That's actually most of the image and that's most of my subject. I'm gonna take this 10-second timer, 8 seconds, f4.5, ISO 50. Also got my 8-stop and my polarizer on. So this is probably going to be the most precarious position I've put my camera in today. I've got the stream coming down here. You may not be able to see it, but it's a really nice spot. And then over here, I've got this tree just going across the scene. And under the tree, I've got this gap as well here, which just really works for composition-wise. My idea for this scene is getting the stream in the foreground and then the tree in the background. So I'm gonna have to get my camera really low to the ground. It's gonna be really, really precarious, but I think I can make it work. I wanna get this really quite low to the rock, so I'm gonna take my center column off. The waterfall is right there. I wanna get this quick, because I don't want to leave my camera like this for very long. I want to try and get myself in a position where I can see what I'm doing with my camera. Careful not to bump anything. I've just finished taking that shot. I don't honestly know how it came out or if it worked, just because there was water constantly coming up and hitting my lens. I tried to do a focus stack, but every time I tried to adjust my focus, my camera would slide a little bit, so I'm not sure if I got the composition exactly the same. I just don't know if it was too difficult, too precarious to shoot. This shot was especially difficult to take. As I mentioned in the video, I tried to do a focus stack. Annoyingly, the camera would slip every time I tried to adjust my focus, so I wasn't able to make the focus stack work. This shot is focused in the background on the fallen tree, and I actually like the effect of the out of focus water. It's very silky and ethereal. So this video is proving to be quite difficult to film for that very reason. And Nate behind me, who's been on this journey with me, has been filming this entire one, which I've never had before, someone else film an entire video. So, massive thank you. But yeah, no, there are some really great compositions here, but this is definitely one of the most difficult places I've ever shot at. I've just spotted another little composition. So, I found this pool, or this stream, and it's very clean. I really like how it looks. This is quite deep, but it should work. What we've got is all these streams running through the image. Okay, there's a lot of stuff going on in this image here. For one, we've got the stream running up the middle of the image. We've got this other stick here as well. Interesting aspect in the photo. I like it. I don't know if I've decided it's going to be distracting or not. What I really like about this image is the log across the top. Some things that are going to be problematic for this photo: the bright spots in the frame, where the white water is. It's going to create a lot of highlights, and I might have to do some kind of HDR stack for that. But other than that, I really like this composition. So this image is a really good example of a very high dynamic range scene. We've got the really bright highlights of the white water, and then the shadows behind the log and in the log. And so I have to expose for the highlights, but what I'm going to do is just do a HDR stack, and that way I can try and get everything exposed properly. Whether it's going to work or not, I don't know. If it doesn't, this scene just won't work. A HDR image is pretty much the only way that this could work. This image clearly didn't work out. I got the bracketing confused while shooting, which made the exposure extremely unbalanced and ultimately unusable. What strikes me about this spot here is this fern here, and also that log that's going along there. I really like how it's got a little gap for the water to run through, but I'm not sure if it's going to work for a photo, to be honest. My first instinct was to try and get down here and get a shot from here, but when I'm down here, that fern leaf blocks the log there, and that upper stream up there where that rock points out, that stream is blocked when I'm at this angle. So So if I want to get a shot and include that stream, it'd have to be somewhere like here. And there's a lot of highlights in this image. On the black rock there, could polarize that, but then I'm also gonna probably get the glow. Look, I'm probably trying to talk myself out of getting this photo because it's gonna be hard to set up. But I actually do see composition here after all. So I reckon I'm gonna try and make this work. And this might be one of my last compositions for the day. Because it's 1:30, we've got to head back to Melbourne. But, God, it's beautiful. My composition here, I don't want to move this fern, so I'm going to include that as my foreground interest. I've got this log that I really like with the crack underneath it from the water eroding the wood in the midground. And then it just goes off into layers of the waterfall. I do really like how it looks. The thing with this image, like the one that I shot down there, is that the highlights are very bright. I'm gonna do a HDR stack, hopefully it works for this one. This image has a better balanced exposure than the last one, but given the lighting, it came out quite flat. Even though I spent so much time on it, I also don't like the composition. I think I was trying to make this work because it was pretty to look at, but ultimately lacks the elements needed to make it a good photo. What I like about this spot, the rocks really like the black, and then in the background as well we've got all the greenery, and that's going to look so good with the contrasting black. And the tree up there is blocking the sun, so it won't get as much of that glow. But right now what I'm seeing is right like that. I think that could work. It's pretty precarious to get my camera here. Unless I make it to over here and then climb up here. Hang on. It's actually, could be possible. I think this is the composition I'm going to use. And I can get here with my gear. I just need to scramble along these rocks. Ow. I think this is going to be my last composition for the day. The good thing about this composition now is the light is really flat. We're not getting hot spots in the image, so it's all kind of one exposure. I don't have to do a HDR for this. I just need to block out the glow. So I'm going to polarize the image, of course. Polarizing the black rocks and the green, because it's like really, really glary. So I'm going to focus to about infinity. My composition, this stream, this one here is in the foreground, and then it kind of just goes in layers. There's so many streams that it almost doesn't even act as a leading line, but I think it still works pretty well. I really don't like this. This is creeping into my frame, so I might see if I can try and just scoot it over a little bit. What I really like is the black and the green, as always, the contrast. That contrast is just makes the image so much nicer. I really like how these two final images came out. So I was just doing my outro here, and the Canon, my video camera, ran out of battery. I got up to change the battery, and a platypus literally popped up right behind us, and we were just here, and I was able to get photos of it going along here, up that rock, all the way over there. Here are some of those photos. This was seriously such a special moment for me. I'll never forget this experience. I'm still in shock because seeing a platypus is so rare these days. And the Aboriginals say that if you see a platypus, it's good luck. And I really feel that right now. That's absolutely incredible. Nate was able to get some footage of me taking photos of the platypus. After that incredible experience, that was actually probably the best experience I've had in nature. It was amazing. I'm shaking. It was that good. But yeah, I'm gonna leave this one here. Thank you all so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do consider subscribing, and I'll see you all in the next one.